the difference quotient for the function 1 over root x. So here we got the difference quotient, which is f of x plus h minus f of x all over h. That is in fact just h on the bottom. On the top, by this function we know that f of input is 1 over square root of input. That's the whole thing is output. So the output is given by writing 1 over square root of input. So let's do this. So here our input is x plus h, is a quantity. So f of input would be then 1 over square root of input, is x plus h, minus f of x. F of input is just 1 over square root of x. Now we need to simplify this fraction. On the top we got a fraction minus another fraction. So to get rid of this fraction, we can multiply top and bottom. Let's multiply, this is bottom, by the common denominator of the top. So we got square root of x plus h, square root of x. So let's multiply both fractions by the common denominator, which is square root of x plus h. Okay, this is a quantity, we cannot separate or do anything. That's times root x, that multiplies the top, all over same thing on the bottom, x plus h times x. Okay, so that is now so we have nothing to worry about on the bottom because we are trying to simplify the top. So h times these two factors, h square root of x plus h times square root of x. On the top, so this is times means one factor. Now we're going to multiply this to the first fraction minus second fraction. We got two terms, so we need to distribute. On the bottom we had only one term, so we don't distribute there. So here now, when we multiply this fraction by this, it's like pretty much 1 over x plus h times x plus h root x. When we multiply, these two cancel, 1 times root x, so just root x survives, minus, in the same way, when we multiply 1 over root x by this, x plus h root x, then cancel this one, root x plus h. See, we had two fractions, now no more. We still need to simplify because it can be simplified. We don't like the negative sign, a lot of negative signs, so we want to rationalize this. Generally we rationalize the denominator, but if there is a negative sign even on the top, to simplify this we can multiply by its conjugate. So negative, so we have positive in the middle, same terms, root x plus h divided by same thing on the bottom. Okay, we can only multiply by 1, and when we write whatever on the top, we have to write same thing on the bottom. This is in fact a whole quantity, because when there is a plus sign, this is quantity. On the top, minus means this is a quantity, by the way, this is also a quantity. Where we have times, we don't need parentheses. Now we want to multiply the tops, multiply the bottoms. There was no issue on the bottom, so we just keep writing whatever we have here. So h, let me put this to the front, smaller looking term, and times, plus means quantity, whole thing, root x plus root x plus h. On the top, we multiplied by its conjugate, means negative, we made that positive. Now this should remind you of something. When we have u plus v and let me write a minus first, doesn't matter, but u minus v and multiply by u plus v. So multiply means we FOIL, first, outer, inner, last. So u squared plus uv minus vu minus v squared. uv and v are same, so plus minus so cancel, and that u squared minus v squared. And we learned the backward as difference of quotient, difference of two squares formula. So when we have u squared minus v squared, we can just factor as u minus v, u plus v. On the other hand, when we multiply, we get just middle two terms cancel, just first term square minus last term square. We have the same situation here. We can think like u minus v, u plus v. When we multiply, the middle two terms cancel, so simply u squared minus v squared. Just going through this. U squared means root x squared, and let's do more. When we have root x squared, this cancel, and as long as the x is positive, we just write x. And v square is in fact root x plus h quantity square, and cancel. So we get u squared means just x minus v squared means x plus h. But remember, this is a quantity, so we must put parentheses around, and we have negative sign that needs to be distributed, so it's here. And this negative means -1, and we'll distribute to simplify this. Okay, so let me get this away. So this one is in fact, there is no issue on the bottom, we just keep writing. On the top, this is x minus x. So let me distribute here so that I don't have to write here. This is x minus, when we distribute negative, this is x, negative h. X and x cancel, just negative h. So on the top, just negative h. Now this is just h, and we have h on the bottom. Now we can cancel. This -1 we can pull to the front. Okay, so this h and h cancel, there's 1 left, we are dividing. Okay, so the final answer is then this negative to the front, 1 over all this junk, root x plus h times quantity root x plus h. Final.